Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Dhiriye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Vidyam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtiki. So continuing with the discussion on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, Chapter 2, the ecstatic manifestations of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, text 43 onwards. Aketo Krishna Prema Yena Jambu Nanda Hema Sehi Prema Nirloke Nahaye Yadi Haye Tara Yoga Nahaye Tabe Viyoga Viyoga Haile Keha Na Jiyaye. Pure love for Krishna, just like gold from the Jambu River, does not exist in human society. If it existed, there could not be separation. If separation were there, one could not live. That's Mahaprabhu saying. If I had love, there would be no separation. And separation is there, then I should not be alive. It's just these emotions are very, very concentrated in Radharani's bhav. Eta kahi sachi sutta shloka pade adbhuta shune duhe ek manaya apana hriday kaj kahi te vashi laj tabu kahi laj bij khaya. The speaking, the son of Shrimati Shachimata, recited another wonderful verse, and Ramanand Rai and Swarup Damodar heard this verse with rapt attention. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I feel shameful to disclose the activities of my heart. Nonetheless, I shall be done with all formalities and speak from the heart. Please hear. Na prema gandho asti darapi meharo krandami Sobhagya bharam prakashitum vanshi vilasi annan lokanam vina vibharmi yat parana patanga kana vritha. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, my dear friends, I have not the slightest tinge of love of Godhead within my heart. When you see me crying in separation, I am just falsely exhibiting a demonstration of my great fortune. Indeed, not seeing the beautiful face of Krishna playing his flute, I continue to live my life like an insect without purpose. Dure sudha prema gandha kapata premera bandha seha mora nahi Krishna paya. Tabe ye kari krandana swasubhagya prakhyapana kariha janiha nishaya. Actually, my love for Krishna is far, far away. Whatever I do is actually an exhibition of pseudo love of Godhead. When you see me cry, I am simply falsely demonstrating my great fortune. Please try to understand this beyond a doubt. Yate vanchi dhvani sukha na dekhi se chanda mukha yadyapi na hika alambana. Nij deh kari priti keval kamera riti prana ki tere kariye dharana. Even though I do not see the moon-like face of Krishna as he plays on his flute, and although there is no possibility of my meeting him, still I take care of my own body. That is a way of lust. In this way, I maintain my fly-like life. Can we believe what kind of emotions she must be going through? In this connection, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that the lovable Supreme Lord is a supreme shelter. The Lord is a supreme subject and the devotees are the object. The coming together of a subject and object is called alambana. The object hears and the subject plays the flute. That the object cannot see the moon-like face of Krishna and has no eagerness to see him is a sign of being without alambana. Externally imagining such a thing simply satisfies one's lusty desires, and thus one lives without purpose. So very, very high topic and technical words for different emotions that acharyas have given. Krishna prema sunirmala yena shuddha ganga jala sei prema amritera sindhu निर्मल ये निर्मल से अनुरागे न लुकाय अन्य दागे शुक्ल वस्त्र यैचे मासी बिंदु. Love for Lord Krishna is very pure, just like the waters of the Ganges. That love is an ocean of nectar. That pure attachment to Krishna does not conceal any spot which would appear just like a spot of ink on a white cloth. Unalloyed love of Krishna is just like a big sheet of white cloth. Absence of attachment is compared to a black spot on that white cloth. Just as the black spot is prominent, so the absence of love of Godhead is prominent on the platform of pure love of Godhead. So there cannot be any absence of love of Godhead on the platform of pure love of Godhead. शुद्ध प्रेम सुख सिंधु पाई तार एक बिंदु से बिंदु जगत डुबाया कही बार योग्य नाय तथापि बहुले काय कही लेवा केवा पाति आया. Unalloyed love of Krishna is like an ocean of happiness. If someone gets one drop of it, the whole world can drown in that drop. It is not befitting to express such love of Godhead, yet a madman must speak. But even though he speaks, no one believes him. So even though he speaks, no one believes him because nobody is at that level to understand love of Krishna. এই মাতা দিনে দিনে স্বরূপ রামানন্দ সনে নিজ ভাব করেন বিদিতা বাহ্যে বেশ জ্বালা হয় ভিতরে আনন্দময় Krishna Premar Adbhuta Charita. In this way, Lord Chaitanya used to revel in ecstasy day after day and exhibit these ecstasies before Swarup and Ramanand Rai. Externally, they appeared severe tribulation, as if he were suffering from poisonous effects, but internally he was experiencing bliss. This is the characteristic of transcendental love of Krishna. So when Radharani, in separation from Krishna, crying in Vrindavan, and all the gopis also, they were crying so much in separation. But here it is said, inside they were experiencing bliss. Just the thought of Krishna is non-different from Krishna. And thinking of them, they were in union. So this is called union in separation. So that internal bliss and externally they appeared in severe tribulation. So this is pure love of Godhead, pure love for Krishna. এই প্রেম আস্বাদন তপ্ত ইক্ষু চরবন মুখ জ্বলে না যায়ে ত্যজানা সেই প্রেম यार माने तार विक्रम সেই জানে विषामृते एकत्र मिलाना. If one tastes such love of Godhead, he can compare it to hot sugarcane. When one chews hot sugarcane, his mouth burns, yet he cannot give it up. Similarly, if one has but a little love of Godhead, he can perceive its powerful effects. It can only be compared to poison and nectar mixed together. Visha Amrite. Poison of being separation and nectar of being together, even in thoughts, they're together. And example is given of hot sugar cane. पीड़ा भेर नव काल कूट कटुत गर्वस्य निर्वासन निस्यादेन मुढ़ान सुधा मधुरिमांकार संकोचन प्रेम सुंदरी नंद नंदन परो जागृति यस्यांतरे ज्ञायन्ते स्फुटम अस्य वक्र मधुरस्तेनेव विक्रांतया. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke, my dear beautiful friend, if one develops love of Godhead, love of Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, all the bitter and sweet influences of this love will manifest in one's heart. Such love of Godhead acts in two ways. The poisonous effects of love of Godhead defeat the severe and fresh poison of the serpent. Yet there is simultaneously transcendental bliss, which pours down and defeats the pride of nectar and diminishes its value. In other words, love of Krishna is so powerful that it simultaneously defeats the poisonous effects of a snake, as well as the happiness derived from pouring nectar on one's head. It is perceived as doubly effective, simultaneously poisonous and nectarian. Poisonous because one in love of Krishna or one with love with Krishna, he cannot tolerate the separation. He or she cannot tolerate the separation. And so much of nectar is that the love, the experience, the feeling of love of Krishna, his feeling of his protection and his just being there. It's so nectarian that one cannot give it up. And this is why it is said that when we engage in devotional service and start making progress, everything else just becomes immaterial. It doesn't matter whether have money or not, whether have proper facilities or not. Just after a while, it doesn't matter. But at the same time, there is no full-fledged union with Krishna. So he gives some glimpses of union, glimpses of his presence here and there. So we carry on with our services. And this is what people cannot understand. What is it there? But there is something, some taste is there, some Shloka says nectar, or even if we haven't tasted the nectar, but sweetness, something is there that keeps the devotees going. And this is the effect that Krishna wants to remove all our attachment in the material world. And he will be the only object of attachment. And that is when we become eligible to go back to the spiritual world. So this verse is spoken by Purnamasi to Nandi Mukhi in Vidagdha Madhava of Srila Rupa Goswami. Je kale dekhe Jagannath, Shri Ram Subhadra Sat, tabe jane ailam Kurukshetra. Safal haila jivan, dekhi lo padma lochan, jodai latanu mananetra. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would see Jagannath along with Balaram and Subhadra, he would immediately think that he had reached Kurukshetra, where all of them had come. He would think that his life was successful because he had seen the lotus idol and thus pacified his body, mind, and eyes. गरुडेर सन्निधाने रही करे दर्शने से आनंदेर की कही बाबाले गरुड़ स्तंभेर तले आचे एक निम्न खाले से खाले भरिला सुजाले. Staying near the Garuda stone, the Lord would look upon Lord Jagannath. What can be said about the strength of that love? On the ground beneath the column of Garuda Stamba was a deep ditch, and that ditch was filled with the water of his tears. In front of temple of Jagannath is a column on which the statue of Garuda is situated. It is called Garuda Stamba. At the base of that column is a ditch, and that ditch was filled with the tears of the Lord. So, actually, first time when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Jagannath Puri, when he saw Lord Jagannath, he ran towards him. And he felt unconscious, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya brought him to his house. And after that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whenever he would go to take darshan, he would not go near the Lord inside the main temple. He would stand behind Garuda Stamba, which is about I would say 40-50 meters from the Lord, from Jagannath. But he would take darshan from there. Even from there, his eyes would be completely filled up with tears of love for Jagannath. And actually behind Garuda Stambha, the wall is there, the corner of the wall where Mahaprabhu would lean his head and he would put his fingers on that column to look at the Lord. And those fingerprints and the head prints are still there. And actually, even if there's the whole hall is filled in the front, when somebody stands over there and puts his fingers, matching the fingers of Mahaprabhu, and put his head with the head marks are there, then if he gets the correct, right darshan, clear darshan of Jagannath, it's amazing. No matter how many people are there in front, he gets a clear, very clear darshan. ताहा हैते घरे आशी माती रहु परेवाशी नखे करे पृथ्वी लेखाना हाहा कहाँ वृंदावन कहाँ गोपेंद्र नंदन कहाँ सई वंशी वदना. After returning to his house from the Jagannath temple, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to sit on the ground and mark it with his nails. At such times, he would be greatly morose and would cry, Alas, where is Vrindavan? Where is Krishna, the son of the king of the cowherd men? Where is that person who plays the flute? Kaha se tribhanga thama, kaha se venugana, kaha ye se yamuna pulina, kaha se rasa vilas, kaha nitya gita has, kaha prabhu madana mohana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to lament by saying, Where is Sri Krishna, whose form is carved in three places? Where is the sweet song of his flute? And where is the bank of the Yamuna? Where is the rasa dance? Where is the dancing, singing, and laughing? Where is my Lord, Madan Mohan, the enchanter of Cupid? Uthila nana bhava vega, mane haila udave, kshana matra manare gunaite. Prabala virahanale, dharya haila talamale, nana shloka lagila padite. In this way, various ecstatic emotions evolved, and the mind of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu filled with anxiety. He could not escape even for a moment. In this way, because of fierce feelings of separation, his patience began to totter and he began to recite various verses. Amuni adhanyani dinantarani hare tvad alokanam antarena anatha bandho karuneka sindhu ha hanta katham nayam. O my Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, O friend of the helpless, you are the only ocean of mercy. Because I have not met you, my inauspicious days and nights have become unbearable. I do not know how I shall pass the time. This is a verse from Krishna Katham, Karnamrita by Bilmangal Thakur. तुम्हारे दर्शन बिने अधन्य रात्रि दिने एकाल न जाए काटन तुमी आनंद अनाथेर बंधु अपार करुणा सिंधु कृपा करी देह दर्शना. All these inauspicious days and nights are not passing, for I have not met you. It is difficult to know how to pass all this time. But you are the friend of the helpless and an ocean of mercy. Kindly give me your audience, for I am in a precarious position. Utila bhav chapal mana haila chan chan bhaver gati buchan na jai. Adarshane pode mana ke mane pab darshan Krishna thai puche na upai. In this way, the Lord's restlessness was awakened by ecstatic feelings, and his mind became agitated. No one could understand what course such ecstasy would take. Because Lord Chaitanya could not meet the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, his mind burned. He began to ask Krishna about the means by which he could reach him. Tvachashvam tri bhuvanadbhutam iti avehi machapalam tatta cha tava vamam vadhigamyam tat kim karomi viralam murali vilasi mugdam mukhambujam udikshitum ikshanabhyam. O Krishna, O flute player, the sweetness of your early age is wonderful within these three worlds. You know my unsteadiness and I know yours. No one else knows about this. I want to see your beautiful, attractive face somewhere in a solitary place, but how can this be accomplished? So this is another quote from Krishna Karnamrita of Bilmangal Thakur. See, this is where those who have no devotional attitude, no service they have done, and no understanding of Tattva, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Tattva. How can Krishna, whose supreme personality of God, explained all of Bhagavad Gita, and he is saying, I don't know. How can he not know? He's supposed to be omniscient. And how he can say, I want to see a beautiful, attractive face, but how can this be accomplished? He's supposed to be omnipotent. Yes, he's all this, but Radharani's emotions are even more strong or stronger than Krishna's. This is like contradictory statements. But that's what Krishna is. Every contradiction is in him. How to understand? I don't know how to understand. তোমার মাধুরী বলা তাতে মোর চাপল এই দুই তুমি আমি জানি कहाँ करो कहाँ या कहाँ गेल तुम पा ताहा मोर कहता पानी. My dear Krishna, only you and I know the strength of your beautiful features, and because of them, my unsteadiness. Now, this is my position. I do not know what to do or where to go. Where can I find you? I'm asking you to give directions. Nana bhavera prabalya haila sandhi sabalya bhave bhave haila maharana. Outsukya Chapalya Danya Rosha Marsha Adi Sanya Premon Mada Sabara Karan. Because of the various kinds of ecstasy, contradictory states of mind occurred. And this resulted in a great fight between different types of ecstasy. Anxiety, impudence, humility, anger, and impatience were all like the soldiers fighting, and the madness of love of Godhead was the cause. Not just love of Godhead, madness of love of Godhead. In the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, it is stated that when similar ecstasies from separate causes meet, they are called Swarup Sandhi. When opposing elements meet, whether they arise from a common cause or different causes, their conjunction is called Bhin Rup Sandhi, the meeting of contradictory ecstasies. The simultaneous joining of different ecstasies, fear and happiness, regret and happiness, is called meeting, Sandhi. The word Shabalya refers to different types of ecstatic symptoms combined together, like pride, despondency, humility, remembrance, doubt, impatience caused by insult, fear, disappointment, patience, and eagerness. The friction that occurs when these combine is called Shabalya. Similarly, when the desire to see the object is very prominent, or when one is unable to tolerate any delay in seeing the desired object, the incapability is called Otsukya, or eagerness. If such eagerness is present, one's mouth dries up and one becomes restless. One also becomes full of anxiety, and hard breathing and patience are observed. Similarly, the lightness of heart caused by strong attachment and strong agitation of the mind is called impudence or chapalya. Failure of judgment, misuse of words, and obstinate activities devoid of anxiety are observed. Similarly, when one becomes too angry at the other party, offensive and abominable speech occurs, and this anger is called rosha. When one becomes impatient due to being scolded or insulted, the resultant state of mind is called amarsha. In this state of mind, one perspires, acquires a headache, fades in bodily color, and experiences anxiety and an urge to search out the remedy. The bearing of a grudge, aversion, and chastisement are all visible symptoms. So Rupa Goswami has described very, very beautifully in Nectar of Devotion all these emotions, feelings, and so much goes on. It's just amazing. Can't understand all this. Mat gaj bhavagan prabhur deha ikshuvam gaj yudhe vaner dalana prabhur haila divyonmada tanu mane ravasada bhava veshe kare sambodhana. The body of the Lord was just like a field of sugarcane into which the mad elephants of ecstasy entered. There was a fight amongst the elephants, and in the process, the entire field of sugarcane was destroyed. Thus, transcendental madness was awakened in the body of the Lord, and he experienced despondency in mind and body. In this ecstatic condition, he began to speak as follows. हे देव हे दैत हे भुवनैक बंधो हे कृष्ण हे चपल हे करुणैक सिंधु हे नाथ हे रमण हे नैनाभिराम हा हा कदना भवितासी पदम दृशोर में. O my Lord, O dearest one, O only friend of the universe, O Krishna, O restless one, O only ocean of mercy, O my Lord, O my enjoyer, O beloved to my eyes, alas, when will you again be visible to me? This is verse text 50 of Krishna Karnamrita by Bilmangal Thakur. Unmader lakshan kare Krishna suran bhava veshe uthe pranayamana solunta vachana riti mana garva vyaj stuti kabhu ninda kabhu vasamana. The symptoms of madness served as an impetus for remembering Krishna. The mood of ecstasy awoke love, disdain, defamation by words, pride, honor, and indirect prayer. Thus, Shri Krishna was sometimes blasphemed and sometimes honored. The word Unmad is explained in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu as extreme joy, misfortune, and bewilderment in the heart due to separation. Symptoms of Unmad are laughing like a madman, dancing, singing, performing ineffectual activities, talking nonsense, running, shouting, and sometimes working in contradictory ways. The word pranay is explained thus: when there is a possibility of receiving direct honor, but it is avoided, that love is called pranay. Srila Rupa Goswami in his Ujjwala Nilamani explains the word man thus: when the lover feels novel sweetness by exchanging hearty loving words, but wishes to hide his feelings by crooked means, man is experienced. And there is this temple in Barsana where Radharani is doing man, because Krishna was late in coming to meet Radharani and she was angry. So Rupa Goswami has explained very nicely: when the lover feels novel sweetness by exchanging hearty loving words, she could have done that, but wishes to hide his feelings by crooked means. So she is doing man. Really, really, she was angry. And Krishna had to do so many things to pacify her. But in the process, why does she do man? Anger, she show of anger. Man Mandir it is called, show of anger. Because this increases her love for him and his love for her. And in the process, now the Sakhis, what they do, especially Lalita Sakhi. Lalita Sakhi is only like 27 days older than Radharani. And Vishaka was born on the same day as Radhashmi, as Radharani. So they are the main Sakhis, but out of these, Lalita Sakhi takes precedence because she's little older. And she tells Radha, continue with your mom. Make sure this Nandanandan, he's never late again, or he doesn't ever go to Chandravali's camp. And Vishaka is a little subdued. And Radha, just give it up. Krishna has suffered enough. And so all the Sakhis have different mood, and then Radharani follows them and she does man, but then she gets pacified also. So these are everyday pastimes, different pastimes, every day. But in the end, it's their love just increases considerably or infinite for each other. तुमी देव क्रीडारत भुवनेर नारी जत ताहे कर अभीष्ट क्रीडान तुमी मोर दैत मोते वैसे तुम्हारा चित मोर भाग्य कैला आगमान. In the attitude of Radharani, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu addressed Krishna: my dear Lord, you are engaged in your pastimes and you utilize all the women in the universe according to your desire. You're so kind to me. Please divert your attention to me, for by fortune you have appeared before me. So sometimes Radharani shows these kind of emotions. भुवनेर नारीगण सब कर आकर्षण, ताह कर सब समाधान। तुमी कृष्ण चित्त हर, ऐछे कौन पामर, तुम्हारे वा केवा करे मान। My dear Lord, you attract all the women of the universe and you make adjustments for all of them when they appear. You're Lord Krishna and you can enchant everyone, but on the whole, you're nothing but a debauchee. Who can honor you? See the contradictory statements. तोमार चपल मति एकत्र नहाए स्थिति, ताते तोमार नाही किछु दोष। तुमित करुणा सिंधु आमार पराण बंधु, तोमाए नाही मोर कबु रोष। My dear Krishna, your mind is always restless. You cannot remain in one place. But you're not at fault for this. You're actually the ocean of mercy, the friend of my heart. Therefore, I have no reason to be angry with you. तुमी नाथ ब्रज प्राण, ब्रजे रकारी परित्राण, बहु कार्य नाही अवकाश। तुमी आमार रमन, सुख दीते आगमन, ए तुम्हार वैदग्ध्य विलास। My dear Lord, you're the master and the life and soul of Vrindavan. Kindly arrange for the deliverance of Vrindavan. We have no leisure hours away from our many activities. Actually, you are my enjoyer. You have appeared just to give me happiness, and this is one of your expert activities. The word Vedadhya means that one is very expert, learned, humorous, cunning, beautiful, and skilled in manifesting caricatures. I guess we can stop here. There's so many emotions of Radharani coming out. It's just difficult to remember them or understand them. So let's stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments.
Speechless, Prabhuji. What to say? It's like मैं तो यही सोच रही हूँ कि हमको थोड़ी बुद्धि भी दे दे। हम पढ़ तो रहे हैं ये सब, लेकिन समझ में भी आना चाहिए ना।
वही है, more we advance, then slowly we'll understand all this.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mata. Thank you.
Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Chalo, you all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri
Hare
Prabhupada.
Krishna.